You, my God, that was a ugly, ugly loss. Disgusting. Can't. I just don't understand it. I really don't understand how that happened. I just don't. Shouldn't have happened. What's going on, everybody? My God. I'm trying to tell you, like, Brian Dawkins. Thanks. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. But let's talk about this real quick. So the Philadelphia Eagles lose to the Miami Dolphins 37-31 in a game that we were 2 touchdowns ahead. The defense just falls apart. Falls apart. Yet you do your thing against Russell Wilson and Tom Brady just to let Ryan Fitzpatrick shred you guys. Now I know Ryan Fitzpatrick did that to us last year. Last year we played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and he shredded our defense. But our defense was playing better. It just fell apart. We're not making the playoffs, bro. We need to clean house. Yo, at this point, I mean, they're still mathematically in it. So, I'll get up next weekend to watch the game. But you're right, man. It was bad. Fitz owns us. Yeah, where you hiding? Fitz owns us. I mean, he did it to us last year. He's going to continue to do it to us. Carl, yeah, I don't know how we lose an easy game like this. The fact of the matter is, one thing that just really gets me is this team can't put it all on together. 2 games, our offense can't even score more than 10 points, and our defense holds it down. Now our offense puts up 31, a score that should be enough to beat the Miami Dolphins. And boom, we lay an egg. We lay an egg on defense. Devontae Parker looking like Julio Jones, looking like a top 3 receiver in the NFL, just killing us. Ryan Fitzpatrick just shredding us. Doug Peterson refuses to run the ball. The Miami Dolphins allow 150 yards a game rushing, and we ran the ball 19 times. We averaged 4.9 yards a carry, and we ran the ball 19 times compared to Carson Wentz 46 times passing the ball. Again, this defense is no good. Yeah, you could pass the ball on them, but we were averaging 4.9 yards a carry. Keep running the ball. You run the ball, you leave our defense off the field. How do you let the Dolphins score points on 6 possessions in a row? 5 touchdowns and a field goal. It's beyond me. I think once Zach Ertz dropped that second and 7, Zach Ertz dropped that ball inside the 5, like around the 3-yard line. It just started unraveling then. Then we attempt a field goal, miss it, so we don't even come away with points on that, which would have been big at the end. Philly, this game was embarrassing and unacceptable on the offense in the first half. Yeah, well, the offense wasn't doing nothing. We came out, scored 10 real quick, and then we got held for a while. Ertz really dropping the football. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, though. The defense plays 2 weeks of great football. Now it's time to put it all together for these last couple games. We have not been playing good football team, but we should have been able to play good enough football to beat the Miami Dolphins. The coaching staff, we just showed how unprepared we were. Unprepared and undisciplined. Almost 100 yards in in penalties. Just totally undisciplined, Jim Schwartz, after calling back-to-back good defensive games, he doesn't like to adjust. If he goes into the game with a good defensive plan and it works, we're good. We're good. We went into against Seattle and New England. It worked from the jump, and we were good. But when you realize you're getting beat deep by Devontae Parker and their tight ends, you got to be able to switch it up. DJ Birdman, damn dog, we find every new way to lose. Yeah, every game we find a new way to lose. Brian Dawkins, why did the Eagles do not play Jay? Jay Ajayi ran the ball 2 times. 2 times. Doug Peterson came out Doug Peterson came to his press conference and said that he liked what the run game was doing. How do you like what the run game was doing, but you only ran the ball 19 times and threw the ball 46 and threw the ball 46 times, but you like what the run was doing? So stick with it. So stick with it. And Jay Ajayi can't only have 2 carries. If you're talking about we don't want to run that much because Miles Sanders, so don't give it to Miles. Give Miles Sanders 17 and give Jay Ajayi 15. Run the ball 25, 30 times. On a bad defense, you're averaging almost 5 yards a carry. Do that. Meyer, can't believe we lost. I don't know, man. It's rough. Ertz has dropped passes, and we should have won the game. They're big. They were momentum drops. Like we catch that ball, and we catch that ball inside of 5. We most likely get inside and get a touchdown. If not, we definitely get in a field goal right there. And it's as easy as the defense feels some different type of way. But that drop was big. Everything unraveled after that drop. Caroline Caro, why everybody blaming on Wentz? And that's what gets me. That's what still kills me. The simple fact that people are still like Wentz is not good enough. I mean, yes, he missed some passes in here, but he's still the offense. You put up 31 on the Miami Dolphins, you should win the game. Simple and plain. They should be putting up 37 on your defense. Russell Wilson put up 17. New England, the Patriots put up 17. Like, no. Wentz had over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Simple as that. OJ Ryan Fitzpatrick seems to know the Eagles defense. Kryptonite. He plays like Joe Montana when he plays us. That's true. Last year, Ryan Fitzpatrick destroyed us. We went into, I don't know if we were home or we went to Tampa, but we played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Ryan Fitzpatrick shredded us, and he did it again. He did it again. If any of you guys watch my preview video said the Miami Dolphins, although we should win this game, no doubt about it, the Miami Dolphins are still dangerous for the simple fact they're going to go for every 4th down. They're going to do some trick plays and stuff like that because they got nothing to lose. Sometimes them teams are the worst. And even they got nothing to lose. And I talked about it. There's 2 Ryan Fitzpatrick. You got a guy who can come out and throw 4 picks or a guy who can come out and throw 4 touchdowns. It looked like we were going to get the interception, Ryan Fitzpatrick, to start the game. And then, boom, Devontae Parker looking like a Hall of Famer. Fitzpatrick as a OJ Mo said, looking like Joe Montana. It's ridiculous. Doug Peterson is always bans the run, period. Yep, that's true. We need to make some trades in the offseason. We need to do something. And this also starts with coaching. Coaching got to be highly looked at. Coaching has to be looked at this offseason. Doug Peterson, people asking if hot seat or not, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt at this point, but his staff got to start shredded. Quarterback coach Preston and definitely Mike Groh. People who don't know football blame Wentz. You're right, Johnny Mo. People who don't know football blame Wentz. Wentz had a rough 2-game stretch, but he played good this game. The defense ultimately let us down big time. DJ Berman, how do we just stop running the ball? You got to simplify the offense for Wentz. Stop making him throw it every down. Yeah, you got 19 rushes to 46 pass attempts. It just can't happen. Can't happen. Carapool, this game made me offense was doing something, so defense didn't. Yeah, that's what it is. That's how the Eagles are playing it now. You got 2 weeks where the defense is like, come on, guys, just score the ball. And now it's the same thing. The offense is like, yo, we keep scoring, just stop them. Get them off the field on 3rd down. I think they were like 3 for 3 on 4th downs. This season's over, Eagles, because we are our laughing stock. I mean, the Jets lost to the Bengals, so at least we didn't lose to the Bengals to give the Bengals the first win. But yeah, this it's not pretty. It's not good. There's definitely got to be some changes. It's bad. It's as bad as it can get. And I said Doug Peterson comes out and says he likes what he saw with the run game. Then why'd you stop running the ball? Sorry, I have my kid on my laptop. Hey, that's how it be. Right now my kids are watching a movie downstairs, so they're calm. They're calm. Oh, Jomo, I'm all for getting playmakers in the draft, even how shitty how we be drafting. Look at the Niners built through the draft. Yeah, that whole Niners defensive line was built through the draft. They're young and they're talented. They're talented. They played a close one against Baltimore. I kept my eye on that game. Baltimore ultimately, kicked the game-winning field goal. Mills and Darby, who are they? They at the end of the day, they went from playing pretty good quality football into just not. They didn't come out. No, the defense did not show up in Miami. They were left on the plane. We had to know something when we saw Jalen Mills go on that play with that hot pink outfit and whatnot. Flybirds. Uh, Doug was not the reason we won the Super Bowl. It was Frank. You're right. You're right. Doug needs a true OC. Jim needs to go. Both corners in the Mills and Darby need to go. The wide receiver tight end need to hit the jug machine. They gotta hit the jug machine. I think Nelson Aguilar and Zach Ertz swapped hands in this game. You know what I mean? Aguilar was catching some of his balls, and Ertz, I mean, he dropped a touchdown pass that would have gave us at least a minute and some change instead of 15 seconds at the end, because we would have had a 2-minute warning plus our timeout. And that 2nd and 7 when he dropped the ball inside the 5 was big. It was big. It broke us. It unraveled us all the way. We should draft KJ Hill from Ohio State. He plays like Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, we need someone to go down the field. We need someone to go down the field. That 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 offense is just too clogged up. Everybody going 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. I like Doug as a head coach since everyone looks up to him, but God, stop play calling, man. Hey, we might have to do it. But at the end of the day, I don't know how much we trust Mike Groh. Like I said, I think what Frank Wright and John DeFilippo did, John being the quarterback coach and Frank Wright being the offensive coordinator, I think they challenged Doug. There were certain times in the game where Doug's not really sure what to do. He really leaned on Frank Wright. Frank Wright is doing this thing. You see what he's doing with Jacoby Brissett in Indianapolis. I don't think Mike Groh and Preston Williams, I forgot whoever the quarterback coach is, they're not doing nothing. Like Carson Wentz gets a little flustered. They're just like, all right, you're good. I don't think they're not getting his head right. Miles Sanders should have run the ball on the outside, period. We keep running the ball in the middle. Is Doug time up? Get him fired? Gilberto, Doug's been not calling the plays right. He's been putting us in awkward positions. I do agree, but I do believe Doug should get the benefit of a doubt. You have to start with his staff first. If you fire his staff, bring new staff in, and still things don't change, then we got to be thinking about it. But I think Doug should get, some type of, let's see what you can do with a different staff. But it's ultimately up to the head coach to get everything right. Austin Stevenson, fins up, baby. Good game, though. Hey, man, good game. You guys, Fitzpatrick put it on us. So, like I said, desperate teams, you guys did that. That play you guys did when you faked the field goal, that play was ridiculously crazy. Kudos to you. I ain't never seen a play like that. It kind of reminded me of that Indianapolis play Chuck Pagano did on that 4th and thing against the Patriots. It looked stupid, but the way you guys did it, Austin, you guys did it good. Johnny Mo, you think we'll have any trade value for Sidney Jones next season? I don't. I mean, he's not putting nothing on tape. Sidney Jones is not putting nothing on tape to make him get trade value. But you got some teams that just have a really good defensive system and might see an attribute that he has that they think with that attribute, maybe speed or quickness, that they can turn into a good player. Because look at for example, Patrick Chung. Patrick Chung was with the Patriots and was really good. We got him in the offseason. He came to Philly. He played for us for like a year or two, was trash, went back to the Patriots, and he's a baller again. So at the end of the day, it's sometimes the players how to get put in a scheme. And so Sidney Jones has been playing bad, but it could be us. We'll see if he leaves and starts balling. Where was I? What do you want to happen in the remainder of the season? I mean, at this point, it's more like, I'm stuck because Dallas is still can easily lose to the Bears and the Rams. Listen, guys, if I say get to the playoffs, I'm not saying we're going to get to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. I think realistic as well. Anything could happen, But what I really want to get to the playoffs for is to get a playoff game under Carson Wentz's belt. That's what I really want to get to the playoffs for. Just to get a playoff game under Carson's belt, let him get that experience. But I mean, at this point, you guys see as well as I do, we can lose it to any team. Any team can come in and beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Uh, it amazed me that people still want Wentz gone and Foles back when he got benched in the middle of the game. Flybird, yeah, I was gonna do something. If I didn't go live, I was gonna make a video and I was gonna include that, especially at halftime when I saw we were winning and stuff like that. But then my whole morale, I let Foles go because we lost, and people still like to blame that on Carson. Darnell, I hate Fitzpatrick, especially when he's on the Bucks. Yeah, man, he killed. You a Saints fan, so yeah, I know he was killing you sometimes on the Bucks, and he killed us. And man, to, that was bad. It was bad. Uh, Carson Wentz, Doug Peterson is exposed without Frank Wentz. Carson Wentz, like I said, you're right. Doug Peterson is getting exposed into the fact that it's shown that he needed some support. He needed a supporting cast to either call plays or put him in the right situation. He's abandoning the run time and time again. His game clock management is straight out of Andy Reid's playbook. He didn't manage the clock well. So many things went wrong in the second half of this game. Nice 76er shirt. Yeah, I got to look on the bright side. At least they're in playoff contention so far. It's early in the NBA season though. OMG, agreed. Doug needs to get rid of Groh and the quarterback coach. Also, I'm on the fence with Schwartz because the defense is Jekyll and Hyde. Real quick on Schwartz. I think Schwartz, like I said, against the Patriots and against the Seahawks, he went into the game with this scheme. Oh, I just realized I don't even have my mic on here, so I don't know how the sounds go. Actually, is I didn't even hook the mic up. It's just a computer sound. Sorry about that, guys. I just realized it now when I look down. Don't even have the mic. Anyways, I'm all messed up. That's what the Eagles do to me. When Schwartz goes into a game with a good strategy and it's working, it's good. But when he goes into something and it's not working, he doesn't adjust. He does not adjust. Once he saw Devontae Parker pulling a Julio on us, he should have adjusted. He should have played more safety over the top. He should have double teamed him a little bit more. He should have did something along the line to slow Devontae Parker down. His in-game adjustments are just not there. It's not there. Foles is only good in Philly. You're right, Kara. He's only good in Philly. If Foles comes back to Philly, even though I'm a Wentz guy, I don't want him back. He won't play like he's played for the Rams and for the Jags, but he got benched over there, so I feel bad for Foles. But he got the bag. That boy got paid, so at the end of the day, Harlem Cowboy, thanks a lot, Birds. We needed this. Hey, I'm not even going to be mad at you coming here and say that because, when you guys laid the egg against Buffalo at home in Jerry World, you pretty much gave it to us. And we just say, here, we're playing hot potato with the playoffs. The Cowboys or the Eagles don't want it. We both just don't want to go. Harlem, you're always trolling. You guys are so lonely. Hey, yeah, there you go, Karen. Kim, you sound fine. Thank you. Yeah, because I didn't know if the mic was good. Thanks. I watched the enemy close. Hey, that same thing. And so I'm going to be watching the Cowboys against the Bears. It's going to be in Chicago in the Windy City. So, like I said, at the end of the day, the way either of these two teams playing, what are we really going to the playoffs for? My main goal is to get to the playoffs to get Carson Wentz a playoff game under his belt. Carol, you should be the Eagles coach. Hey, anybody who's going to just run the ball more than 19 times. Like I said, Doug Peterson got on the podium and said, I like what the run game was doing. I like what it was doing. What do you mean you like what it was doing? You ran the ball 19 times and threw the ball 46. If you liked what it was doing, you should have kept running the ball. Not saying, again, we put up 31 points, so our offense did enough. But the run game would have probably kept us on the field, kept the drives going a little longer, and it would have helped the defense get a little bit air under their wings because they looked horrible. Carson is going into his 5th year and hasn't won playoff game. He's finally healthy, and we are wasting it. Even if Carson plays horrible, he needs that playoff experience, and that's what I'm saying. We're 5-7. Sorry, with a chance to get to the playoffs. People keep saying, why do you want to go to playoffs? This team is trash. And I'm going to keep saying to get Carson Wentz a playoff experience. Just like you said, we need to get him that. Why don't you like Foles? Oh, I listen. I'm forever gonna love Foles. Foles won us the Super Bowl. At the end of the day, nothing's ever gonna be able to take that Super Bowl away from the Eagles. No one's gonna be able to take that Super Bowl away from Nick Foles. But at the end of the day, Carson Wentz is on the team. I mean, I gotta support the player in green all day. Right now, Nick Foles is not in green, and for me to linger over the fact that get Foles back, I'm not doing Carson Wentz a favor, and I'm not doing the Eagles a favor because it's unrealistic that it's going to happen. So I don't cry over spilled milk. It's once it's spilled, it's over. Do I appreciate what Foles did, AJ? Of course. Of course. I'm always gonna appreciate what Foles did. The boy brought us a Super Bowl. I've been a fan for like 20 years, man. That was the greatest sports day of my life. You know what I mean? But he's not coming back, and we can't short Carson Wentz. And I do believe Carson Wentz has talent. He has not been back to 2017 Carson Wentz. He does throw high, he does get wild, but at the end of the day, I believe what's around him and the coaching has a lot to do with the steps back he took. And I do believe if we just get right, he can take steps forward. But like I said, I'm always gonna have a special spot for Foles. Like I said, he gave us that ring. Or the missed those Jim Johnson days where we and oh yeah, the opposing offense and where they wouldn't sleep at night. Yeah, yo, that Jim Johnson, that Brian Dawkins, Jeremiah Trotter. We used to have good uh Lito Shepard, Sheldon Brown on the corners. I mean, even Sante Samuels came in out there and played good. Like we used to have corners. We used to have a really good defense. And like I said, the defense played really good these two previous weeks before this game, but we all knew it wasn't no. Our defense has never been a shutdown defense. Even the Super Bowl, when we went to the Super Bowl against Atlanta, we played, it was a low scoring game, and we had the Minnesota Vikings only scored like 7 points when we blew them out in Minnesota. I mean, in Philly. But at the end of the day, Tom Brady threw for 500 yards in that Super Bowl. So we knew our secondary was always going to be exposed, but the offense was always better than the defense. Man, I hope Howard comes back. Seems like they only trust to run the ball when he's there. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, though. Like, if you were saying you ran so little because of the fact that Miles Sanders there, you could have gave Jay Ajayi more than 2 carries. You could have gave Jay Ajayi more than 2 carries. I mean, the dude has been there now a couple weeks. He could have got at least 7 to 9 carries. I agree. If Howard played today, it wouldn't have been different outcome. Jai's burst isn't there anymore. Yeah, I understand that, but I think Miles is still a guy who could have ran the ball 24 times, and you could have ran Jay Ajayi at least 6. To hit that 28, 30 piece. You know what I mean? Something along them lines. But at the end of the day, the Philadelphia Eagles came out and had a gift wrap Thanksgiving, early Christmas gift, and we didn't do nothing with it. We didn't do nothing with it. At the end of the day, these last couple games, this Miami Dolphin loss can really come back to bite us, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I just don't understand how we can self-destruct just like that. Once he's not playing the way he should, he's not impressed anyone. How much time you're willing to give him? Time's up. I mean, on that note, you got he has not been playing up to par, but again, I credit that also on the whole team not playing up to par. A lot of controversy all year. Like I said, Mike Groh got to go. I need to see Carson Wentz under a more respectable staff before I can quick judge him. But again, at the end of the day, the Philadelphia Eagles just pay this man. Just pay this man. So even if I don't like him, he's not leaving Philly for the foreseeable future. So we have to get him better. We have to do what we got to do with him. And I believe he has raw talent. He has invading talent. He has arm strength. We just got to invert a more vertical offense, and we got to play to his strengths. I mean, Lamar Jackson is different, but look what look what Harbaugh's doing for Lamar Jackson. He's tailor-made in the game for Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson is succeeding. We have to find what Carson Wentz can do good and do that. We don't just Doug can't say we're going to run this offense. Go ahead, Carson, do it. No, Doug got to say, look, What offense is going to be good for you? We gotta run that type of offense for you. Skip is trolling, but knows damn well the Cowboys are just as bad. Yeah, I mean, I saw Skip on Twitter today. He's gonna he's gonna be super hyped. He's gonna try to poo poo all over Shannon Sharp on Monday. Catchphrase. What's good, fam? This is a soft ass team all the way up to the front office. Shows in the way we draft and displayed on the field. Scared to take chances on high risk players with aggression. Man, you're right. Today's game was a definition of soft, was a definition of failure from top to bottom. It was just a definition of that. Flybird, oh, you told him? Carson Wentz, I hope they get a legit quarterback coach because Carson's footwork stinks. Yeah. See, I think Carson also is in his head with like a delusional sense of what he can do. He knows he has a big arm, and I believe he believes he can make every and any throw to the fact that he doesn't set his feet. He keeps his hip wide open. I mean, he's playing really bad mechanics. And I believe, again, if you go back and put that 2017 any of that on. He doesn't play with them mechanics. He doesn't play that style. He plays a different style. I believe Frank Wright. I believe John DeFilippo, the whatever his name is. I believe they were big in keeping him calm, cool, collective, and working with his mechanics time in and time out. I don't believe Preston and Mike Groh were doing anything of that sort. Nothing at all. Carson Wentz can't Carson, you're gay, can't hold the place kicker. Hey, at the end of the day, we still beat Buffalo, Paul. So you know what I mean. And but then you guys were beating the Dallas Cowboys, even though we didn't capitalize off it. This is the worst season I've seen in over 30 years. Hey, Gilbert, at the end of the day, we're losing some of these games in a sense that, yeah, I haven't watched it for 30. I only watch it for 20, but I agree at sometimes, man, this has been some really down spots at this end of and this season. Is Doug's development arrested? Anyone? Arrested? What are you trying to say, Cash? And Flybirds, you have a good one, man. I'm glad I caught you on a live. Keep grinding, keep making a great content. Thank you, Flybirds. That's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm still gonna probably put out a formal video where I can get it all out there and just hit topic after topic without stopping. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna put a video out there. We can actually back into the playoff. Jason Wall, that's the sad part. And if you just get in here, people are saying, like, why would you want to get to the playoffs when you guys are not that good of a football team and you're going to lose? Well, there's two reasons. One, once you get to the playoffs, everything starts over. And I'm realistic. It'll be far-fetched for us to go on a run. But my biggest thing is getting Carson Wentz a playoff game under his belt. He needs that playoff experience. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to put out a formal video where I can actually break down a couple things and maybe show some film on some crazy defensive plays that I saw that were just big opening gaps again. But yeah, I'm going to put on my formal video. I don't know if it's going to be out tonight or it's going to be out tomorrow. Even if I record it tonight, I might put it out tomorrow early. I just wanted to try another live instead of going on with a video. Thanks for everybody who's been watching. And yeah, Jason Wall, exactly. We need to get that a playoff experience on. He needs to get that playoff game atmosphere under his belt to see how he performs. AJ, to be honest, well, we'll make it to the playoffs with Joe Flacco before Wentz. Ooh. Well, I mean, Joe Flacco's not even playing over there in Denver no more, too. So you're naming guys who got benched or are not playing. Like I said, I understand the frustration with Carson Wentz because we saw him at an MVP level in 2017, and he hasn't been back since. But like I said, Frank Wright going to coaching is big in football. I mean, in basketball, hockey, baseball, any other sport. I don't really watch hockey, so I don't know. But in basketball, coaching is not that big of a deal. You got 5 guys on the field, on the court, offense and defense. There's so many ISO plays and pick and roll plays that, yeah, the coach might call it, but people run pick and roll in a game of 5-on-5 pickup with people you don't even know. You still run pick and rolls and back doors. In football, every single play is brought in from the coach, from a coaching staff, the head coach. Somebody's calling these plays in. Someone's telling you what you see and do. I mean, and you got to rely on 11 guys being in certain areas and everything. When you got new guys, a lot of stuff. Football is a whole. It's the ultimate team sport. Everything got to come together. I mean, it's a game of inches. You know, you're seconds away from making a big play, and you're seconds away from not converting on a first down or something along them lines. But at the end of the day, Carson Wentz is our guy. So my whole look on this is I'm going to back him until he just proves me 100% wrong, that it's not our receivers, that it's not our coaches. When Carson Wentz fails, I'll be the first to come out and say, you know what? Carson Wentz is not that good. He's just not that good. And he has had games that I can say, wow, he's not that good. He's not playing that good. But at the end of the day, he's $100 million man. And he's going to be the last thing to go. I mean, I think he's more safe than even like a Doug Peterson at this point. So why fight? You know, we can't fight the hand that feeds you. Jeff Lurie's not getting rid of Carson Wentz after that deal. And with the division title, we get a home playoff game. Yeah. So, I mean, we get a home playoff game. Who knows? I just want to get Carson Wentz to get that little experience, you know, see what he do with it. I mean, he's reached his ceiling as a head coach. Cash, and that's what I'm saying. You know, the man won the Super Bowl, and what he do right after that? He read a book called Fearless, and I mean, he writes a book, and we not the same. And like I said, until he can really prove me wrong, I'm gonna believe it. Some people gonna believe it. Frank Wright and the coaching staff was big, but that's the problem. When you win a Super Bowl, every other team wants pieces of your coaching staff because they don't believe it was just the head coach. They believe it was a full organizational run. So they grab at you. I was surprised Jim Schwartz didn't get another job offered, head coaching or something along the lines, because he was a head coach with the Detroit Lions. But at the end of the day, you know, they grab pieces here and here and here, and now Doug is becoming exposed. Like, what are you going to do? You know, is it to the point where is it Mike Groh? Is it this guy, this guy? But at the end of the day, Doug gets the ultimate call, and Doug is calling the plays. And quite frankly, there's been plays that I just look at like, just sit there and scratch my head. The fact that he cannot stop abandoning a run is a problem. And it's press. Yeah. Yeah, the quarterback coach. Yeah, like I said, I forgot who said it up there too, and a lot of people been talking about it. Let's just hope something is done. At the end of the day, that's all we can do. And you know, we as Eagle fans, this one's gonna hurt all week. But at the end of the day, we come out and win the next game, and Dallas loses. We're gonna back into the playoffs, man. Neither team, whoever wins the NFC East, is not earning a playoff spot. It's going to be super sad when the NFC East is hosting a home game, either it be Dallas or Philly, and the away team is coming in with a way better record. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles at this point. Schwartz will never change his defense. They read him like a book. Lawrence Talley. Yeah. Like I said in this before, if Jim Schwartz comes into a game with a good scheme, he's good. But if he has to adjust during a game, it's over. It's over. It might only hurt until Thursday. Oh, that's when the Cowboys play, right, Jason? Thursday? They play the Bears Thursday? At the end of the day, yeah. I mean, shit, the way it's going, the way the Cowboys and the Eagles are going, it's really going to come down to that December 22nd game. Eagles, Cowboys, and Philly. Like I said, a playoff spot is a playoff spot, but it feels pretty shitty knowing that you got to get the playoffs this way. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be putting out a real video coming out probably tonight and or tomorrow, talking about the game. And damn, like I said, it's still frustrating. Yeah, teams are getting eliminated with better records than the NFCs. Yep. We're going to be in the playoffs playing against a team with a better record than us, and someone at home is going to be watching the game with a better record than us. Oh, Trubisky's gonna toast Dallas. Hey, if he play like he did on Thanksgiving, then we have a chance. We definitely have a chance. Hopefully, get some bad weather in there, and they got to grind it out because Chicago got a good run defense. And Zeke hasn't been the Zeke we know so far. But at the end of the day, I'm about to get off here. If you have any more little last questions, like I said, I got a legit video coming out talking about it. Thank you guys for watching the thing. If you guys ain't subbed up, sub up. It's cool stuff. I've been Eagles content daily. Jason Wall. Hopefully means Steve Heider can get a live going soon. He's looking into it. We Facebook friends, so we talk because I like how he do his things too. And so we're gonna look to get something going live, and we'll catch you then. On that note, thanks, Jason. On that note, be safe, guys, and hopefully the Sixers can do better. But the season's not over yet. But at the end of the day, we out.